Welcome back, if there is a back, or just welcome to the Beat the Best podcast. I'm your host, Betamax84, and we've got some great stuff to talk to you about today. I'm here, not at my house. I'm in Klamath Falls, Oregon, the home of my college, and we're talking about nostalgia because it's been a great weekend in which our basketball team back in the '90s was brought into our college's Hall of Fame. So there was a warning, a bat signal put out for everybody to come back. And I gotta say, I was so surprised at the amount of nostalgia that hit me walking back into the gym and seeing all my teammates and smelling the basketballs and listening to the basketballs bounce. It was fantastic. And then today, Saturday, well, not today by the time you watch it, but on Saturday, there was a Hall of Fame induction ceremony, not just for our team, but other Hall of Famers who had also been inducted and given their flowers. And the one thing I really wanted to talk about, and I think it needs to be done more, is for people to be given their flowers while they're still here. And for those that are receiving them to appreciate that you are being appreciated. I know the latter half is hard for me. It's hard to feel appreciated because maybe this is just me. It could be you, but my brain works in such a way that I always think about what I could have done better. It was difficult today looking at basketball clips, highlights, and photos of that team who came up 2 points short of winning a national championship. And seeing the things that I could have done better to help us win. But at the end of the day, being inducted into a Hall of Fame, any Hall of Fame on any level, is a lifelong achievement. So to just sit there, and I was talking to myself to just enjoy the moment, enjoy all of these people celebrating you and your teammates who've helped to give something to the university, which was, in this case, a launch pad for them to build better teams off of. And my alma mater, Oregon Tech, eventually won a national championship in the 04-05 season, I believe. So just, if you're giving your flowers or you don't want to, give them to the people that influenced you and that played a role in your life. I know I pulled over a couple of my teammates to talk to them privately and told them how much they influenced me past college, because I played some pro after that, and they made me a better pro player. And then on a personal note, just sitting there and learning how to appreciate when someone else is appreciating you, which is a difficult thing to do in our reptilian brain. Receive your flowers. I'm a big person who wants to give them out to Steph Curry. And we're going to talk about that today. We're going to talk about Steph Curry leaving Under Armour after 13 years. I want to dive really deep into that. So I think that's going to be our primary topic today. I had some other stuff about the Trailblazers, but I think that can hold till our next cast. But I definitely want to talk about Steph Curry and how big of a deal that is for him to be leaving Under Armour. So we'll catch you back up after the break. And welcome back. We're back with the podcast, guys. I have a special guest.
Yes,
I have a special guest. First, I have to say, welcome, Hall of Famer.
Wow.
Well, welcome publicly.
Yes. Wait, thank you, Hall of Famer.
You're a Hall of Famer?
Yes.
I'm a Hall of Famer.
We're both Hall of
Famers. Guys, we got inducted into the Hall of Fame this weekend. It was fantastic. So I have Doctor Toutoule Ntoya here to talk with us about Steph Curry. I don't know a better business mind. And so we're going to I want to say dive in and deconstruct what we think that happened. So just to bring everybody up to speed, this week Steph Curry and Under Armour parted ways. They said it was an amicable split and that they're both happy with their decisions. I think there's more to it than what we see on the surface. I don't think Steph's the type of guy who wants to drag people in the mud. So I wanted to ask you firstly, what did you think when you first heard that Steph was splitting from Under Armour?
Well, like I was telling you before, I owned Under Armour, the stock.
Mhm.
And the stock had recently cratered, not recently, maybe in 2022, I think it was, created my investment club. And it's a sore subject in our meetings. And when I heard this, I looked at the stock and I think it was down like $4. And I was like, wow, this is their only signature. This is their signature athlete. I don't know if anyone else of that caliber is on Under Armour. So I actually sent the article. This is so funny we're talking about this. I sent the article to my investment club and I'm like, wow, Under Armour does it again. So I don't know what direction they're going to move in now. They lost their marquee player, the face of the brand. And I don't know. I don't know where they're going to move from here.
Interesting because, one could say that Under Armour caught lightning in a bottle getting
Yes.
Steph Curry.
Yes.
Right? When you get a Steph Curry, there's not that many out there. They signed him, and he immediately blew up the brand to all the AAU teams, to all the kids. All the kids were wearing Under Armour. And one could even say that Under Armour perhaps underachieved in, no pun intended, underachieved in the marketing of the Curry shoes. Do you think that they were able to keep up to match his popularity that he had?
Well, I mean, taking a step back, it's like you got the marquee person and they didn't build on it, right? And I'll be like, well, I guess they probably thought this was a Michael Jordan moment and they can blow up, the Nike brand or Under Armour brand, like Nike blew up, their brand. But I think they did, aside from the marketing of the shoe, and the shoes were ugly. I'm sorry, Steph. If you get a chance to watch this, I'm sorry. The shoes weren't as attractive. I don't know if it got a foothold like it should have. And I don't know if they built off of the Steph Curry brand and bring someone else in and bring this. I just don't, maybe they did. Maybe it's out there and people are going to watch this and say, oh, you're missing this. And maybe that just goes to your marketing piece. Like they didn't market his shoe the way they should have. And they didn't build on it and continue the momentum. And we're here.
Well, I want to piggyback on that great point. If we don't know it, then they didn't do a good job marketing.
Yeah.
Because we're the target audience, right?
Yeah.
People who play basketball, people who love basketball, and people who love Steph Curry. So if they didn't build on it, they absolutely dropped the ball. So I just wanted to kind of rehash what happened. So 2013, they signed Steph Curry. Their CEO, Kevin Blank, comes out a few years later in 2017 and says something about him being positive about Trump being the president for the economy. Steph Curry doesn't like that and says, quite frankly, if leadership, and I quote, if leadership ever stops aligning with my values, there's no amount of money that keeps me here. This is 2017. I want to hear your thoughts on that quote from Steph Curry.
Wow, that's so interesting. And I think, and that goes off of something that we've been talking about. Like what do you value? And does your value have a price? And it looked like for Steph, his value didn't have a price. And he knows what he's worth. So for him to say that this brand no longer matched his value, that should have been a big red sign for Under Armour.
Yeah, a red flag. And I want to speak specifically, Steph's values. We don't mean just financially. Steph's value. He's a Jesus guy. He's a God-fearing guy.
Yeah.
He's never wavered from that publicly.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's who he is.
Yeah.
So you have to lean into that as a company if that's who your guy is. But he leans into that, right? And so then we fast forward to 2017, from 2017 to 2020, with a New York Times article that said that there was problems within the Under Armour hierarchy, saying that Steph Curry was unhappy. This was back in 2020. This was 5 years ago.
Wow.
Right? What do you think about the New York Times article saying that the Trump issue was a problem and that there may have been a value issue between Steph Curry and Under Armour as a brand not representing Steph's values?
Yeah, I don't know if, like, what do you do? How do you repair that? How do you repair the relationship at that point?
Mm-hmm.
If you're saying that there's a mismatch between your star assets values and yours, and is there room to fix it, or you start to see the writing on? Because that's 5 years ago. That's a long time, dude. Right? And to just let it kind of ride in those 5 years, that's a little ridiculous. That's kind of bonkers.
It is bonkers. And it's important to understand that we talk about politics and business, and they shouldn't be intertwined, although we have seen recently they have been. Steph Curry is an unwavering he's not going to waver from his position.
No.
He loves Jesus. He absolutely is going. He gives back.
Mm-hmm.
Steph Curry went to Africa and spent millions of dollars on the nets for kids so they wouldn't get malaria.
Malaria.
Right? These are all the things he doesn't even publicize.
Mm-hmm.
So if he doesn't like where a brand is headed, he's gonna let you know.
Yes. Yeah. And I mean, being the star that he is, there's so much cachet there. And there's also a level of, what's what I'm looking for? Just understanding, self-understanding and self-awareness of where he is. Under Armour needs you more than I need them at this stage in his career. So I don't have to step aside. I don't have to put my values to the side. I would imagine if he was like maybe in his first year, or maybe his second year, he was fresh into the league, maybe he kind of takes a step back a little bit. But now he's established. He's superstar, GOAT conversation, end of his career. He can do what he wants to do. He's still putting up numbers. He's still a valuable person, valuable player. He still brings lots of value. So, like, I don't need you.
Yeah, and to double down again on that, it's easier for Steph Curry to find a shoe company to carry the Curry than it is for a shoe company to find another Steph Curry.
Bruh, that is so real.
You know?
Yeah.
So when we're looking at that, Steph Curry, 4 championships.
4 times.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Olympic champion.
Mm-hmm.
All-time leading free ball shooter in NBA history.
Mm-hmm.
How many of those are walking around?
Don't forget about the finals MVP. Don't forget about that. All time, all of this stuff. It's like, how many of those characters right now can you say, okay, well, we'll drop Steph Curry and get who?
It's a big empty hole that you leave.
Who?
Right? So here's my question. If I bring all of that to the table as a player, he's absolutely beloved across all circles and verticals.
Yeah.
Why isn't his shoe selling out and being more popular? That's the business question I have outside of values, which we know there was already a mismatch.
That's a tough question because, shoe marketing isn't my specialty, but we are the target demographic.
Yes.
And I'm not sure if I've ever looked at a pair of Currys and be like, I got to have that shoe. I don't know if a kid, my kids, your kids, have ever looked at a pair of Curry and said, I got to have that shoe. So there was something with the marketing of the shoe that went awry. And I think that's probably leading to this. And he's probably a little frustrated, like, yo, why aren't kids buying my shoes?
I would again say that awry. I think it's a full-blown failure. Let's look at the shoes that are
full-blown failure.
Yes.
Wow.
Sabrina Ionescu's shoe, extremely popular. I wear her shoe when I play.
You do?
It's absolutely amazing. Okay. What's the girl's shoe who for Las Vegas?
Asia Wilson.
Sold out.
Sold out. I think Bam Adebayo wears them, and there are other NBA players who wear
The Me Bounds girl. Sold out. Okay. Caitlin Clark's shoe. Good luck. You can go to Walmart and get the Currys.
So those brands are all Nike brands. Am I mistaken?
100% Nike brands.
Steph Curry's shoe is Under Armour. So there is something in the marketing that Nike knows and gets right that Under Armour doesn't. And I'm sure that's what's frustrating them.
You just nailed it, right? The Nike ad for the women's last year. You can't win, so win.
Yeah.
Absolutely fantastic ad.
Absolutely.
Showing women, struggling, pointing through.
Absolutely.
Right in their
Absolutely.
Where is the Under Armour? I don't remember a good Under Armour commercial since You Can't Protect This House, or we must protect this house. Remember that?
Yep. But that wasn't really, like, when I look at those Nike shoes and you look at Sabrina Ionescu and Asia Wilson and Cameron Brink, right? I think Cameron Brink.
Cameron Brink has a shoe.
Is she with Nike?
No, she's with New Balance.
New Balance. Okay. So just take those 2 examples, right? And how they're able to build on the success of the WNBA, plus they're able to build on the success of the NBA. Where if you only have to market one player's shoe, how hard is it? How much more difficult is it?
You're making it worse.
Right? One player. Like, I didn't go out and get a nice camp of, athletes that I can put together and they can dovetail off each other. Steph MVP, this person, that, right? And they just nope, it's just Steph. Steph does great, wonderful. Steph doesn't, wonderful. Whatever. You just let it ride. That's terrible. That's terrible. Now, the more we talk about it,
The more you
worse.
talk about, the worse it's
The worse it is, bro.
because you're right. It's always Steph and the golf player. But golf never really sold a lot of shoes. They sold, golf clubs and balls, right?
I think they did and then they did some team stuff, right?
Yeah.
The teams that have them, I know for a while UCLA was on them. They dropped them. Oh, I forgot about that.
And some high schools.
Maryland had them. I think
Mhm.
they dropped them. So there were a lot of teams that had them and don't have them anymore. Wow.
So, I have to, again, give
Unbelievable.
Steph his flowers here in extricating himself from a situation that was not working.
Yes.
So he leaves. He gets to keep the Curry brand.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, does he really?
Yeah, he keeps the Curry brand.
Wow.
The brand is his. So he can take the Curry brand to whomever else. It can be the Curry brand by New Balance. It can be the Curry brand by Nike.
Mm.
Right. So he keeps that IP.
Mm-hmm.
And he still has a good 2 to 3 years left in him. And he'll be able to sign other athletes underneath the Curry brand. I do think anybody could be just as terrible at marketing as Under Armour.
Wow.
But obviously Nike puts the big dollars into marketing. So you have to go with Nike.
So what happens? I'm thinking of like Jaylen Brown, who has no.
And Jaylen Brown's terrible.
It's a whole other conversation. Let's not dive into it. All right. So like, I'm just thinking of other folks who are independent.
Mhm.
Jaylen Brown, Steph Curry has a good name in the NBA. So if you can get like a stable of players underneath him, some WNBA people underneath him, get a couple of teams. I mean,
Yeah.
Davidson,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like at the end of his career, do what Jordan did with his Jordan brand.
With the Luka signing and the other guys.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
It's looking good for Steph. Not so good for Under Armour.
It doesn't, because who Under Armour said they're gonna cut budget and focus on different things. I'm like, there's nothing more you can focus on that matters to your entire company than Steph Curry.
Ugh. How bad was that? Like maybe we don't know Under Armour. Maybe they're having a change of strategy. Maybe they're doing more, I don't know, apparel for, I don't know, tall people. I don't know.
They could be making rocket fuel. And without Steph Curry, you're going to sell less rocket fuel. Could you imagine Steph Curry brand rocket fuel? It's going to sell.
Of course.
Right. But the problem is that you mess up one of the seminal players of our time,
Yes.
and you have no recourse forward.
Nothing.
I don't know where they go from here.
I don't know either. Their stock is trash. If you guys check their stock price as of today, whatever, November 12th, whatever today is, check out their stock price. It is trash, like $4 a share. I remember we bought it in my investment club in the 30s. And that was probably 2019. So from 2019 till today, it's lost its how much value. Now,
Whoa. From 2019 to today,
yes,
Under Armour lost value.
hair.
From 2019 to today,
Yes.
Steph Curry's value has grown.
Wow. How does that work?
They should go hand in hand.
They sure. That's your star player.
For everything he does great. After he won the Olympics with those crazy shots, you should have saw Under Armour shoes. You should have saw Under Armour shoes everywhere.
Everywhere. Where could you buy Under? If you and I went to the mall right now, we're here in Oregon, went to wherever mall, where can I buy a pair of Steph's?
You got to go to Foot Locker, I guess.
Foot Locker?
But that doesn't matter. What matters is after the Olympics, Nike ran an ad.
Yes.
Well, where was that? Where were they?
And now they're going to perfect you.
The perfect time. Run the red, white, and blue Currys.
She was so hot.
Red, white, and blue colorway. Look, I'm just sitting here. I didn't even think about it. Just red, white, and blue colorway. Get him out. Run an ad. Have it ready.
Wow. You're not even marketing.
I'm not even a shoe
For Under
marketer.
Armour or shoe marketer, that's not your thing. But
It's the more we talk about it, the more incensed I get because it's critical, absolute.
There has to be something we're missing.
What could we miss? We're looking at the facts.
There has to be something out there that they're doing, that they're moving, because us talking about it, and the more we talk about it, the worse it gets. So there has to be something they're missing, or this is just a big failure. Who's getting fired?
It's okay for it to be a failure. You know what I've learned the older we've gotten? The older I've gotten, I've realized that businesses fail.
Yes.
And that you think just because you're a big business that you can't fail,
Good.
which is absolutely incorrect. You can be a multi-billion-dollar business and still do some things wrong.
Yes.
And they've absolutely done some things wrong.
Yes.
Just like there's small businesses doing things right that no one knows about, right? This is a critical failure. For Steph Curry, I give it 3 months tops before someone makes him the most ridiculous shoe offer we've ever seen.
Wow.
And he's out of here.
So do you know much about the contract? How much longer is he on the contract?
Well, so Under Armour is going to release the Curry 13s or whatever the next Currys are for 2026 because they have that right. And then he gets to keep the Curry brand on court. He can wear whatever shoe he desires. And then he's literally going to look for somebody who wants to partner with him to make Currys.
So they're going to release the Curry 13s.
Whatever, the next
Curry for 2026. After the release, he can wear any shoe he wants.
No, he can wear any shoe he wants now.
Right now, today. They're going to release some shoes. And today, he can be like, yeah, I'm going to go wear Asia Wilson's shoes.
He wore Nikes in yesterday's warm-ups.
What? Come on. What are we talking about?
So, like, I can't, the more we talk about it, the more absurd it is.
It is such a wrap.
It's a wrap. It's a wrap. I don't see any way forward for Under Armour as far as athletes are concerned, unless they get super lucky. But who would sign with them after they saw how they mismanaged Curry?
Or they can get lucky, and because they fell into the Steph Curry thing. If Nike hadn't botched the whole deal.
That's a great point. So Nike did botch Steph Curry's signing early in his career, where they showed him some corny slides that had Kevin Durant's name still attached to them. So they didn't really prepare because they didn't feel like Steph Curry was going to be a tier 1 athlete. So if you're Nike, if you have the opportunity to come back around, you absolutely, you cook the cornbread, the stuffing, you make barbecue brisket, turkey, you have greens, you light the fire, right? You pick them up,
the soda is all of it.
You roll out the reddest of red carpet.
All of it, yeah.
And you say, I'm sorry, first and foremost.
Wow.
You say, what do you want? There's a blank check here, sign it.
So let me ask you a question. You're Steph Curry. You're in this situation. You have this cachet right now. You have unlimited value. Do you go on your own and bet on yourself, or do you take the blank check from Nike?
Betting on yourself's hard with manufacturing. I'm not saying it's impossible. I mean, the designs and stuff, you can always hire designers. Manufacturing is hard, especially when you're talking about high numbers, millions of shoes. Yeah. If you're making a short run of 100,000 shoes, you can do.
Right.
He's millions. So he needs somebody to actually create the shoes and get them out. If I'm Steph Curry, per your first question, I'm going to listen to what Nike and Adidas have to say.
Nike and Adidas.
And if I'm Nike, I don't leave him. He doesn't leave the room without signing dies.
So are there secret backdoor meetings right now happening with Nike?
1,004%.
There has to be, right?
It has to be. You got Worldwide West in on meetings. You got, who's the other uncle? Somebody else's uncle, the private guys what's the guy? LeBron's guy who founded LeBron. I can't remember him. He was the shoe god. He had stuff named after him too. Italian cat. I can't remember his name. You have all kinds of people in the shoe game who are going to make this happen.
Pitching. So I got a deep bench pitching to Steph to come over and take this blanket.
You have your most religious executive walk in with the biggest Jesus piece around their neck.
And a Bible. Walking with a Bible open. What's that favorite Bible verse?
Because I know the Bible verbatim. I can memorize. I go to church Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday.
Wow.
That's the exec you send in because it matters to stuff, right?
Absolutely.
You send in the guy who you know can close. You let them know whatever you want on your shoes. Jesus saves, Corinthians 4, whatever you want on the shoes is going on your shoes, B.
And Steph gets to keep the IP still.
It's his IP. That's great. So his IP.
That is fantastic.
It's great for Steph, right?
He's in a good place.
He's in a great place. Guys, thank you for listening. You're listening to Toutoule Ntoya and Betamax 84. I appreciate you. Thank you for listening to Beat the Best, and we'll see you on the flip.